Hey guys, it's Sammy and welcome to my July wrap-up. In the month of July I read 4 books, but it wasn't a great reading month for me, mainly because 3 of the books were not that great, but one of them was a phenomenal book. So this month I read 2 physical books and 2 ebooks, so let's get into it. So the first book I read in July was the best book I read in July, and that was, of course, P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han. This was the continuation of All the Boys I Loved Before series by Jenny Han. This is the second book, and the third book will be coming out in the spring of 2017. I gave this book 5 stars because I loved it. I loved the connection between the sisters. I loved the romance in this. I just thought everything was so great. No spoilers obviously because this is the second book, but if you want a more in-depth about the series, you can go watch my June wrap-up where I talk about To All the Boys I Loved Before. But I would recommend this book. I would recommend this series. It is amazing. The next book that I read in the month of July was actually an e-arc that was provided by NetGalley in exchange for an honest review, so thank you NetGalley, and that book was 12 Hours in Paradise by Catherine Burla. This was a super short, super sweet book. It was about 2 teens who met on Hawaii while they were both on vacation, and the 12 hours they spent together answering a bunch of fun questions to see if they're gonna fall in love. So the main problem I have with this book is I just really didn't feel connected to the main characters, Dorothy and Arash. They didn't feel very developed, they didn't feel very stemmed out. Even though they did answer all these questions about their lives, I just wasn't interested. Their love was a little cringy at times. I was just kind of like, you've known each other for like 6 hours. It's a little much for me. The writing style also just wasn't my cup of tea, but I did enjoy it, so I did give it 3 stars. And I still would recommend it if you want a short contemporary summary read. So the next book I read in July was actually a book that I DNF'd because it just wasn't my kind of book, I guess, and that book was Beauty Queens by Libba Bray. This book was about 50 beauty queens being stranded on a deserted island and all the struggles that came along with that. Finding shelter, making friends, finding out secrets about each other, and then still, of course, getting down their pageant walk and learning makeup tips. It's satire, but still. I didn't enjoy this book at all. I found it droned on and on and on. It was written in a way that was very different to me. It bounced around between characters a lot. It was split up by commercial breaks, and I wasn't a fan of the writing style. I wasn't a fan of the satire. I thought it would be funny, but maybe I just wasn't in the mood. I don't think I can speak much about this book because I did not finish it. I only got about 150 pages in, but I gave it 3 stars because just because it's not my cup of tea doesn't mean that other people didn't enjoy it, and I didn't want to give it a bad rating because I didn't enjoy it as much as other people. And then the last book I read in the month of July was another e-arc that I received from NetGalley, and that book was The Killer Game by Kirsty McKay. This book was about a bunch of kids at a boarding school, and at this boarding school they have this school tradition to play the killer game or the assassin's game, and it is basically there is a bunch of chosen people who get to be part of this game, and then a member of this group gets to be the killer, and they get to kill people using pranks and such like that. And basically the goal of the game is to find out who the killer is, and then if you find out who the killer is, you win, and all that fun stuff. I really enjoyed the beginning of this book. It sucked me right in. I was super interested in the characters, I was super interested in the game and who the killer was, and I really enjoyed all the pranks. But as it neared the end, it drug on just a little too much for me. And then at the very end, it just got really weird, really quick, and I was confused, and I didn't like it. So while I liked the characters near the end, they just got all blurred, and they were all weird, and they were acting different, and everybody was flipping, and I don't know if that was supposed to be like mind games with me, like nothing's as it seems, but I just really didn't like it. The only reason I kept reading is so I could find out who the killer was, and then even then I really didn't care as much anymore, so I ended up giving this book a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Did not enjoy it really. I don't think I would recommend it because it was long and it really just wasn't worth my time. Sorry. So that's it, guys. This reading month was not great, so this video isn't super great because I didn't finish one book, I didn't really enjoy the other 2, and the first one was a sequel, and I can't really talk much about it without being spoilery. So I hope this was still informative. I hope you still enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Bye!